Hey everyone, how's it going? Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0, aka Noah, back again with this new video of mine. And this is a new cosplay showcase, reveal, and tutorial of mine. And this is on my, well, as you clicked on this video, this is my showcase on my new and improved Peacemaker cosplay from Peacemaker Season 2. Now, just to backtrack a bit, Peacemaker is still up there being one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite characters in the world of comic books and fiction, and thank you, James Gunn, for bringing this character into my life, of course. I will admit, the costume, I just had to throw this on my cosplay list. I will admit, it was tricky for me to make because I will admit, I wanted to challenge myself with some new things here and there, and finding images of this costume was a bit tricky. That's okay, because I will admit, I like a good challenge, I like learning new things, and just, well, piecing these things together. So, well, I'm gonna start from bottom to top on how I made this whole cosplay and everything. So, first off, here are the boots. And these boots, these are actually 100% great. I mean, I got these on a site called Unibuy Plus. It's pretty much a cosplay website that sells a whole lot of well, several different cosplay things and boots, and I got these boots on there for I think it was like 50 bucks. But here's actually a comparison of these boots right next to my old Peacemaker boots. I will admit, the only thing that I had to do, just to put one down, the lace that goes around this whole area, it was a bit loose, so I did have to glue down some Loctite glue so that way it would just stay there and not really flop around a bit. Plus it was a bit loose and I just wanted that tightening around my leg. So yeah, I pretty much just glued that down, and it also has a zipper right here, so it's easier to just zip up and down. And well, as for and there was also some Velcro, but I will admit I did have to cut it down a bit, and well, re-glue it in a different area so that way, well, so this just loops straight through and it just Velcro right on, just so it looks something like that. So yeah, the boots turned out perfect. Now the pants. I will admit, the pants, there was a little bit of error, but I like how these pants turned out. These are just some white jeans that I got on Amazon for $20, I think. And I pretty much added in some blue, well, craft foam that I just cut up because he does have this kind of pattern on his legs. If you look at, well, the season 2 suits and see what the pants are like, you'll know that's just what they look like and that's how they're designed. So I really wanted to just cut up some foam and just attach it. It was just a matter of using Loctite glue and contact cement. I did cut this part down so that way, well, I'm able to reach down into my pockets. So, well, of course you gotta have pockets when you're walking around conventions and events. And I also cut up some foam pads right here. It was just a matter of just cutting up some foam and just spray painting some white plasti dip paint, well, spray paint. And I just glued it down to the knee area and that was that. Oh, and I, just like what I did for my other Peacemaker for my first Peacemaker cosplay that I did a while back, I also buttoned down some button fasteners so that way the gun holster will just button down. And yeah, that's what I did for that. And also I did add in some Velcro for my belt so that way the belt doesn't flop around. So yeah, that's pretty much the pants. And speaking of the gun holster, here's what it is and here's what it looks like. Translation on what I did, I pretty much just got a gun holster on Amazon as well, and it was just a matter of adding in the button fastener so that way it just buttons down to, well, buttons down to my pants, well, something like this, of course. It's hard for me to show you from this angle, but that's what it does. And it was just a matter of wrapping this whole thing with some blue foam, just measuring it and then cut it up and then glue it down. Same goes for the edges right here and then just going around. So, and doing this took me a day to make a. Now here is the belt, and this was pretty simple and easy for me to make, I will admit. Just to show you what the other side looks like. It's pretty much a belt strap that I got from Michaels and or Hobby Lobby. And Well, it was just a matter of, well, just measuring my waist, of what I want the pants and belt to just size up and be like. And then I glued around the belt clip, of course. And, well, I also, of course, like I said before, Velcro, so it's easier to just Velcro onto my pants. And, well, this is pretty much foam as well. I mean, most of this cosplay is pretty much crap foam. And it's just a matter of, well, just gluing it down. And same goes for I'm gluing down some yellow pieces of foam right here because he has that in the which is part of his suit as well. And these are actually just fake gun pouches. Well, for the well, of course, well, for his gun, of course. Just taking measurements and just making these out of foam as well using I think it's like 5mm craft foam, painted in some silver for these areas, and that's what I did for the belts. The gloves, these are pretty much just plain blue, well, costume-like gloves I got on eBay. And, well, I added in a little bit of some Velcro right here, so that way this area just Velcros on and it's not flopping up down when I have my shirt on, of course. And this area here, it was just a matter of cutting up some foam, spray painting it silver, and then just glued it down to, well, to the glove. And I did go in with a wood burner right here, but yeah, well, I'm just wearing one of the gloves, but that's the gloves. Now, this is pretty much probably the trickiest and most time-consuming part of the cosplay, but the shirt. This actually first started off as a like plain red long sleeve that I got on eBay. But here's what it looked like when I was testing it out and just gluing down the foam. It was just a matter of measuring my body and then just gluing it down. And yeah, I mean, there's the logo, there's the shoulders, there's these areas right here, and of course the elbow. And I also had to take the suit to a tailor's to well, to add in like this well, red foamed collar that goes around my neck because the suit is like that as well. And of course I also had them add in a zipper so that way, well, it's easier for me to just zip up and down and just get into this and not have to damage it or anything, because kind of sort of had that kind of problem with my first Peacemaker cosplay that I did all those years ago, but then I finally installed a zipper. Well, actually tailors did. Also, there's some blue foam on the back as well. And also, I glued down some magnets for the jetpack, which I will get to in a minute. But yeah, again, this was probably the trickiest part of the cosplay. Now, the jetpack. This is pretty much a very light thing to have. And the jetpack, like I said before, there's some magnets. And this whole thing is made out of craft foam. Well, 5mm and 3mm craft foam. It was just a matter of looking up some images and then just, well, gluing these pieces down here and there. And it was just a matter of taking measurements and then giving it well, plasti dip and then silver spray paint and a little bit of gold paint. And this probably took me like nearly a week to make. And again, I added in some magnets, so it pretty much just, it would just slap onto my back kind of like that. That's my best way of showing you, but yeah. And I also went in with some wood, with a wood burner to, well, make it look as accurate to the show. And I am glad that they added in the jetpack. Well, they gave him a jetpack because in a way, and if you've read the old comics, he does have a jetpack. I mean, you could go the 3D printed route of having the jetpack, but let's be honest, it would just fall apart, it would just break, it would just be too heavy. So making this out of craft foam was pretty much the best decision for me to make. Now, this is pretty much the same gun that I used when I was modifying my Peacemaker cosplay a year ago. I mean, this is just something that I got on Etsy. It was just a matter of painting it up, well, piecing it together. Didn't really do anything to it, but that's the gun. So, and I will leave a link down below on leave the name down below on this, on the Etsy seller. So if you want to get one of these yourself, go for it. Finally, my favorite part of the cosplay, and that is the new helmet. And I pretty much did a tutorial, well, quickie little tutorial on my TikTok and as a bit of a YouTube short. But it was just a matter of, well, sanding it down and just painting it and then giving it primer and all that. And, well, and doing this took me like just a couple days. And here's what it looks like on me. And the company that made this is actually, well, Villainous Prop Shop. Here's their card that they gave me. And they're from Etsy as well. And these are the same guys and the same company that made my Dr. Fate helmet, my Red Hood helmet, and my Peacemaker helmet. So they were nice enough to just make this helmet as well. So massive thank you and shout out to them. They are always helpful. I love getting helmets from them. And yeah, they are just a delight to work with. And they are a bit pricey, but you are paying for accuracy. And once you have it painted up and all that, it is perfecto, it is good, and I love how this helmet turned out. And now it is time for the full reveal of the cosplay itself. So just last weekend, at the point in time me videoing this, I actually went to Retro Expo in Plano, and I got to, well, just test out the cosplay. I got some photos, just vlogged around. So if you want to see my vlog, I will leave it down in the description, so you can check that video out after you are done with this video. But here's some footage of me just in the cosplay, and just a big reveal of photos, everything. So big reveal time. But this cosplay of mine, this turned out really, really good. Turned out really amazing. I really like how it all turned out, from everything, from like everything that I did with the shirts, the pants, the boots, and just I mean, this whole cosplay from head to toe. I really like how it all turned out and everything. I mean, sure, I will admit, this cosplay is pretty much like it's my best way of doing the math. 40% casual clothes, 40% is foam, which feels like I'm covered in, but and the remaining 20% is 3D printed, and that's pretty much the helmet and my gun. But yeah, this whole cosplay of mine, it turned out amazing, turned out great, and magnets are holding up very well for my jetpack. But yeah, I mean, this cosplay turned out really amazing, really good, and really keeping the peace. So I had to and wanted to say that. Yeah. Also, I will admit, yes, I do have a bit of a little bit of a paint or something on my nose, but you could blame the helmet for that. I should really try and paint this up a bit. Clean it up a bit. But yeah, besides that, again, I like how this cosplay of mine turned out. It turned out amazing. I can really move my body around. And yeah, I mean, this cosplay, I mean, it is really good. I mean, I love being Peacemaker. He's up there just being one of my favorite comic book characters, and I just love both seasons of the series. So, well, again, that is a wrap on this cosplay of mine. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, check out the video of my vlog and experience of me at Retro Expo here in Plano. And, before I wrap up officially, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting subscribe down there. Hit the bell so you're notified for my next video. Also, comment below. I'm always reading the comments. And hit that thumbs up. That is very supportive. I would love you if you all did that for me. But also, don't forget to, follow me on all my social media. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter. All my social media is just right here. I just might follow you guys right back at you. But until next time, this is Peacemaker, out and about, and, peace out. Bang.